Previously on Aquinas 101, we looked at an argument for the existence of God that some have called the existence argument. I examined how we could formulate the argument and then discussed why we should accept the first premise of the argument as true. However, I did leave us with a cliffhanger. Can a nominalist accept premise 1? That if diverse things are the same in some way, then something is the cause of this sameness. Stick around to find out. Because many people today are explicitly or implicitly nominalist, this is a very important question. However, before I unpack this topic, let us just review the argument once more. It goes like this. 1. If diverse things are the same in some way, then something is the cause of this sameness. 2. All diverse existing things exist. 3. Therefore, something is the cause of existence. The reason why a nominalist might deny premise 1 is because one way of understanding sameness in the first premise is that things are the same if and only if they have the same form. But nominalists deny that there are common forms shared by many individuals. So under this interpretation, it seems like a nominalist has a good reason to reject the truth of premise 1. In response to this objection, I should first remind everyone that in the last episode, I said that sameness can be the result of any of the four causes, not just the formal cause. So objects that share the same matter or the same final cause or even the same efficient cause all have sameness without there needing to be a form that they all share. So clearly sameness in the first premise is not necessarily the result of having the same form. But even in the way a nominalist uses language, there is a cause or a reason why we give diverse individuals the same name. On the nominalist view, different individuals are given the same name because of convention, or even just because the individual knower decides to group together a number of individuals under the same name. Either way, even if names are mere conventions or mental fictions, there is nevertheless a cause for using the same name applying to many individuals, namely the human mind. So even if we were to accept the most radical version of nominalism, when we say that many individuals are the same in some respect, there is a cause of that sameness, even if that cause just is the human mind. With that in mind, it seems safe to say that most people should accept the truth of the first premise. We now turn to the second premise, which states that all diverse existing things exist. I want to begin by noting that my formulation is supposed to be expressing the following sentence. But being is found to be common to all things, however otherwise different. I have added the slight modification that, quote, all things, however otherwise different, end quote, are diverse existing things, to make it clear that St. Thomas is not talking about non-existing things. Essentially, what this premise means is that all diverse existing things are the same insofar as they exist. And so existence is pointed out as the common feature that must have a common cause. If this is true, then the argument follows easily that there must be a cause of existence. But we may wonder, why does having a cause of existence mean that all existing things have the same cause of their existence? After all, we might be able to point out all the things that exist and identify their individual causes of their existence. Isn't that sufficient? Why should we point to a common cause of existence? The response to this objection can come from several angles, but the simplest way is to turn back to an argument like that found in the first and second ways. All being must have a common cause, because no series of causes or dependent beings can be infinite, and there must be some ultimate cause that gives existence to all things. In mentioning this connection, I am not saying that the existence argument is reducible to the first or second ways. Instead, I am pointing out that the same causal reasoning that justifies the first two ways can also justify the truth of premise 2 in this argument. For insofar as we say that all diverse things exist, and existence is taken as a common term, we can take it as a common term precisely because existence must have an ultimate common source. One objection to this argument can come from Immanuel Kant and his followers. Insofar as we treat existence as having some sameness, we seem to be treating existence like a predicate, something which Kantians and many others deny. Without going into the merits of Kant's argument, I should note that the idea that existence is common to all things that exist does not require that existence be a common predicate. After all, commonness here just is similarity or sameness in the broadest sense. To see this fact, consider the following propositions. 1. Dog X and cat Y have existence in common. 2. Existence is not a predicate. While commonness does need to be explained by a theory, there is nothing inherently contradictory about holding both propositions. As such, to hold that all existing things have existence in common does not necessarily fall prey to the Kantian objection. All that being the case, we now have good reasons to suppose that premises 1 and 2 are true. Therefore, the conclusion follows, namely that there is a common cause of existence. This cause of existence is, as St. Thomas says, God. There is more that we could say about the argument, but that is sufficient for now. Until next time, may God bless you and keep you in His grace. For readings, podcasts, and more videos like this, go to Aquinas101.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for one of our free video courses on Aquinas. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends, because it matters what you think.